Hi everyone, hope you're doing well from wherever you're watching this channel, depending on your time zone. Now, 2 days ago, we had discussed on this Punchline the reason why William Ruto prefers to use Musalia Mudavadi to represent them in some of these high-level summit meetings outside this country against his deputy Gachagua. And of course, yesterday, Musalia Mudavadi shared some of the information all the way from Rwanda in Angola, where he went to represent William Ruto in a high-level summit on DRC Peace Initiative. Then later today, in the newspaper, Musalia Mudavadi was also featured there, and is a kind of comparison to Rigathi Gachagua and Ruto's preference. Then again, on the social media, Musalia Mudavadi has been trending, and Rigathi Gachagua is still trending. So the question is, why up to now Mudavadi and Gachagua are still trending? And this is what Mudavadi shared. First of all, before we check on what Taifa Leo is saying. Honored to have represented President William Ruto at high-level summit on DRC Peace Initiative in Luanda, Angola. Head of state and government from various African countries present called on warning parties in DRC to engage in a meaningful and honest dialogue to resolve the prevailing conflict. Kenya's commitment to support its neighbor in their quest for lasting peace and stability is in line with the African Union goal of promoting African solution to African problems. By working together, African countries can address the root cause of conflict and build a more peaceful and prosperous continent. Then after that, this is what Taifa Leo is saying. Musalia afunika Gachagua. And if you read that story, you will see. Mkuu wa mawaziri Musalia Mudavadi anaonekana kuwa balozi mkuu wa Rais William Ruto kimataifa, akifanya ziara muhimu kimataifa kumwakilisha rais. Ijapokuwa kiitifaki naibu rais Rigathi Gachagua ndiye wa pili kimamlaka kutoka kwa rais na ndiye anayefaa kumwakilisha katika hafla kama hizo. Rais Ruto ameonekana kumtwika jukumu hilo Bwana Mudavadi, hali ambayo imeibua maswali. That is Taifa. And then if you go online, you will see people share. For example, someone like this one, Mohammed. You see, is sharing a photo of Rigathi Gachagua sitting somewhere in the field. Anasema hii imeenda Rigiji, the truthful man. And if you check, Pauline Njoroge is sharing the same photo there. Rigathi Gachagua is sitting there in the same field. Then on the other hand, you would see Musalia Mudavadi presently attending this high-level summit meeting. Then in the and at another place, you will see Musalia Mudavadi inspecting the parade, guard of honor. So you will see there, he's actually just representing William Samoei Ruto. You would see a president in him. And if you do a comparison, you see Gachagua, who is helpless. Hako tu hapo kwa ground. Ni kama hajui anafanya nini. Ni kama mtu yani amejisahau. That is the situation on the ground. So Kenyans are speaking their mind. They are talking about this discussion. And seemingly, it is causing panic even in Rigathi Gachagua's office. And again, it is also a question William Ruto is supposed now to look serious on it. So the issue is, why is Gachagua still trending up to now? Before we continue with this discussion, just a quick request for those who are watching and you are not subscribed, please consider subscribing. To our returning subscribers, I must say thank you so much. And again, to all our viewers, please give this video a thumbs up. Thank you so much, and back to this discussion. Now, the truth of the matter is that Rigathi Gachagua was not a preferable deputy to William Samoei Ruto. But this is one man who bulldozed his way to that seat. He's the same man who came out boldly for the first time to oppose Uhuru Kenyatta in the Central Region before anyone else joined that team. That is Rigathi Gachagua for you. Mtu mwenye alikuwa a deputy as William Ruto, it was Kithure Kindiki. But Gachagua bulldozed this way. Ruto alikuwa under hostage by Rigathi Gachagua. He could not change and just announce Kithure Kindiki as his running mate. So Ruto is like, he decided, okay, let it be Gachagua. But Ruto was carefully watching on Rigathi Gachagua. That means he was calculating Gachagua because he has been seeing what Gachagua has been able to do. If he did this to Uhuru Kenyatta when he was just a member of parliament, what about now when he's deputy president? What can he do to him? So Ruto was studying Gachagua. He allowed him, but he was looking on how to counter him or to bring him down. And then an opportunity presented itself in the Kenya Kwanza coalition, where we head now to introduce the position of prime cabinet secretary. Mudavadi anakuja hapo. So politically wakasema Mudavadi ni number 3. And now Ruto is using all those disadvantages of Rigathi Gachagua to propel the candidature of Musalia Mudavadi, or to use Musalia Mudavadi to represent him in some of these meetings. We know Gachagua has his shortcomings, makosa ni mengi. So Ruto is using that. And now that is what is working for him. So look at that situation at now. Then, so again, number 2 here, you can see the worry in, there's something coming out. There is worry in William Samoei Ruto. Because Ruto is feeling that the same way Gachagua frustrated Uhuru Kenyatta, now is number 2 in power. What will stop Rigathi Gachagua from frustrating William Samoei Ruto? So that tells you that Ruto is not even comfortable. Even if Gachagua was a polished person, Ruto is not comfortable to use Gachagua because then he understands. And Ruto is not the first person. The only person who was comfortable with this deputy vice president, alikuwa Mzee Jomo Kenyatta. He did not have any problem with the Daniel Arap Moi. Though the people around him were not comfortable with the Moi. But look at Moi, he was not comfortable with this deputy or vice president. The same thing goes on and on and on. Ata Uhuru alikuwa na shida na William Ruto. So the same thing, you'll find any president who get to power, most of them, they are always worried about their deputy. So they prefer to use any other person rather than their deputy. Now, unasikia watu wanasema kwamba in case of anything happening to the president, of course the person who takes over power, it is his deputy. So again, that is also another dangerous balancing that also as a president, you have to be well informed on what you are doing. Because anything can happen. Ama mtu anaweza akajaribu kuzoea power na akaamua siku nyingine to shortchange you. So Ruto is worried about elevating Rigathi Gachagua because he know what Gachagua was able to do in the Mount Kenya region. That time he was just a member of parliament. Today he is a deputy president. He has an office, he has official residence, and anafanya ile mambo yote Ruto alikuwa anafanya nini alikuwa anafanya by that time. And Ruto knows aware what Gachagua can do. Because of that, anamega kando. Now we are seeing Gachagua who is helpless and Musalia Mudavadi who is elevated. So people are saying that Gachagua has been reduced to nothing when Mudavadi is being elevated into something. That means Mudavadi is now having more international connection. He's building his network. If the network was there, then he's just trying to revamp it again and continue in that trajectory. And I don't think even in the near future Ruto is going to use Rigathi Gachagua to represent him anywhere. That might not happen. The big issue that is worried about Gachagua. Look at what Gachagua did to Uhuru Kenyatta, Northland, ile jamii ya Kenyatta, ile shamba ya Mama Ngina Kenyatta. He sent goons to go there And we know the destruction that took place. So Ruto was silent. But that's what he has been able to do when he's a deputy president. Because of all those things, Ruto is not comfortable with Gachagua. That's why people are now saying that Gachagua ametengwa, sasa pia hata ametemwa, and the only thing he can do is to go and cause chaos, disruption, division, and havoc in Mount Kenya region. Whatever he will be doing is divisive politics, which will be working in the interest of one, William Samoei Ruto. Because a divided Mount Kenya region is a plus for William Ruto. But when they are united, they can make a decision to even change their mind and vote for another person, or demand more, or hold them hostage. But when they are not in that position, anapita katikati because they are divided. So you talk to this, talk to this, talk to that one. So in one way, we are seeing Gachagua, who has been used by William Ruto to divide his own region. Then he has been put aside, and another person has come in to play the role that he was supposed to be playing. That man is Musalia Mudavadi. That's why we are seeing Gachagua is trending, Mudavadi is trending. We are seeing Mudavadi is more official and more presidential, and Gachagua, who is too much local and down to earth in the village, they are looking so much helpless on ground. I don't know your views, but ni vizuri tupatane in the comment section to continue with this conversation.